Um, Long time listener. I parked at the back of the 7-Eleven, which is on Betts Highway in Hopper, and I walked inside the building. At that time, there were two payphones in the front of the 7-Eleven, and the place was swarming with FBI. And I think it's ATF or AFI or something like that. They wear white bibs and they have lettering on their jackets. There were two agents on the phone reporting in, and they said, and I overheard them say it was friendly fire, and I heard them say that the government would have to bury it.
Wow.
And I walked into the 7-Eleven. There's a coffee bar, and it was like they were doing their job. They came for coffee in the morning, and I stood there, and they talked about it. They talked about the missile. They talked about, what they had to do. And I was like flabbergasted and scared out of my mind because I overheard it. At the same time, I was a member of Long Island Single Sailors, which is a single group of older people that sailed. And a lot of our sailors were in the water and saw the missile also. And there were many conversations about missiles that were able to be shoulder held and that someone could have shot something.
There was concern about that.
Right. So the members of our club, who are all boaters, volunteered to help pull the bodies and the debris out of the water. So everyone knew, because we're very local to what was happening, that it was a missile. And I overheard the conversation myself from an FBI agent, two of them. But there were many more in the 7-Eleven. And as you probably also know, that the bodies were taken to the morgue on Willits Road, and it was cordoned off, because it was, I guess, secret. And I've never come forward because I was terrified. A lot of people have had a lot of discussions about this, but us local people knew what happened. We saw it.
James, I'm sure you picked up on stories like that.
Even from the media. Fox News, which was a very new organization at the time, but had a full up and running organization in New York City. They had a team of 3 out there that night and into the morning hours the next day. A Marine Corps major gave off-the-record briefing to them saying that we screwed up. In other words, it was friendly fire, and the White House has told us to look real busy, but not to be doing anything substantive for the next 48 hours while they developed a scenario on how to handle it.
How disappointing.
Yeah. Now, if you have a second, there's one other thing.
Sure.
That's okay. Well, that Fox News reporter in that team of 3, they were bidding against NBC, ABC, and CBS for a video of the missile shot.
I remember that.
Yeah, when it got to $50,000, they were shut out of the bidding, and that's according to Fox News. Now, I came up with people inside NBC. I have 2 sources that say NBC won that bid. One of the sources, who's a non-on-camera person, where I am positive as I can be that this person got a bootleg of that thing when NBC bought it. It was bounced off of satellite and into New York City, and he was in the studio, and he or a friend of his, as he says, they did a bootleg copy, and they were told that the FBI was coming, and the copy was hidden. But this guy was so terrified when he was telling me that story that I'm as certain as I can be that that copy was destroyed.
That is a great story.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, more than 20